What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm just sat in my Mk1 Mx5 and I'm going to do a quick video of me comparing this car to my Mk2 Mx5. But I was going to film this outside the car, like my little intro, but it's a little windy, very windy. And I've not sat in this car for a while, probably like over a week. Look at all this water. It's never done that before, so a bit strange. So I've made some notes and let's just get on with the video. First thing I'd say in comparing both cars is insurance. This one, with it being an NA, is a bit more expensive than NB because airbags, even though I took it out of the steering wheel, the Mk2's got airbags. This one doesn't. I don't think it's got any actually. No, this doesn't have any airbags, so that's one factor. Chassis rails on that are double skinned. So the chassis rails on the Mk2 are double skinned like that. So that's why the chassis rails on a Mk1 are worse, because they rot from the inside out. And on a Mk1 Mx5 it's just a single chassis rail, so insurance companies think that that's, even though it's worse, that's stronger. Plus what I've noticed as well is when I used to insure the car before it was modified, the insurance was a lot higher than it was with all the mods declared, which I thought was going to be the other way around, but I was actually wrong. Guys, what I'm trying to say is if you modify your cars, your insurance is going to be cheaper. So the insurance on this, I said, was about £300 if I had it on as a multi-car. If I did it separately, it's £600, which was very similar to the Mk2. So it's not all bad. It's just one thing to note if you are looking at a Mk1 or a Mk2 Mx5. Tax is both the same, £270. I thought it might actually be a bit different because this is an import. And I know with American cars, when you get those imported, the tax is like stupidly cheap. I think it's just, they just slap a figure like, say, £150 and that's what all American cars tax is going to be. Oh, another thing, so I think we're on the third difference now, is price. This sounds a bit stupid because actually the Mk2 was more expensive than the Mk1. If you go on eBay, the Mk1 is always going to be more expensive than the Mk2. Some people don't care, some people just want an Mx5, which I did even though I wasn't looking for an Mx5 at the time, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, if you go on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, a clean Mk2, like clean, is about 1,500. You can get some for £3,000, which I think is a bit ridiculous to get a clean Mk2. A Mk1, they're in a similar price, but always going to be that bit more, say like £200 more. So the Mk2 was £300, and the Mk1 was £200. That's what I paid for mine. So I work at Mazda because I'm a Mazda fangirl, so I get parts cheap through work. I was offered a Mk2 Mx5, which came in as a Partex yesterday. It done 31,000 miles. It was a 1.8 Nevada. It was a Mark 2.5, different to my Mk2. It's facelift and you can get heated seats and all that fun stuff. I think it's had 2 owners from new. Pictures I was shown, the bodywork looks absolutely amazing. It's got an OEM hardtop, which came from factory when the customer built the car. What else does it have? I think that's it. I don't really know what the Nevada pack has. I know, oh, this car's currently got the wheels on. This Nevada wheels on at the moment. Paid £90 for them off eBay. I think Nevadas have a Nardi steering wheel, not this type of Nardi steering wheel, quite similar to my old steering wheel which came out of the Mk2. So it's got a Nardi steering wheel, leather seats, they're heated as well, grey, greeny, silvery colour, which I'm not a big fan on, but so anyway, I was offered that car price they were bringing it in at, which was £2,000. So I thought, mint, I'll buy that, sell it straight on. And then I had a look at its MOT and it had failed its MOT on 2 front shocks, highly corroded. I thought, the MOT guide put a note on to say that it was very rusty underneath. So I was really gutted because it had really low miles on, and I don't think we've had a car in our family which has ever had that low of a mileage. Saying that, my dad did buy a pickup last night and it had I think it was 58,000 miles on, and that, I must say, is the lowest mileage car us Swains have ever owned. So I'm going to compare both cars as they are, and as well mention like factory things, like this car's better, well, comfier than the Mark II, and I'm putting that down to the suspension. So I messed up on that car. I bought really cheap coilovers, VA Technics. They do the job, they make the car super low. I've not lowered it crazy because I need to get up the lane and stuff. They're good for that, but you want to actually drive the car, they're rubbish. So this car's so much comfier, so I'm putting it down to the springs and the seats, because these seats are super comfy. Don't know what Mazda did with those seats, but I don't know what fuel consumption's like on this car yet, because I've not actually driven it on the road, guys. It's not got an MOT yet. Last MOT was 2015. So the main difference with the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 is the Mark 1 has pop-ups and the Mark 2 doesn't, and that's the end of the video, guys. Like, I'm joking. There is more bits to differences, but when people look at a Mark 1 and Mark 2, it's just pop-ups. The Mark II was built because of regulations with pop-ups. Can't have pop-ups on a car, so that's where the Mark II came about. I think I read somewhere, if the regulations of pop-ups didn't you know, come about, the production of the Mark 1 would have still carried on. I think they went up to 97. I know you can get 96 Mark 1s, and I think you can get 98 Mark 2s, and that's a 2000 what I've got. So you can get a 5-speed manual and a 5-speed automatic in the Mark 1. The Mark 2 you can get 5-speed manual, 6-speed manual and a 5-speed automatic. I don't know if you can get a 6-speed automatic. I don't think you can. So figures wise, this car is lighter than the Mark 2. The Mark 2, let me just check here. The Mark II is 109, has 109 brake horse. This has 114 brake horse, don't understand. Top speed of the Mark 1 is 114 fast miles an hour. And they're going to be the best 114 miles an hour of your life, and that makes no sense whatsoever now I've said it out loud. But the Mark II is, let me add up, I'm a bit dyslexic.
Several days later.
5 miles an hour quicker, okay? 5 miles an hour quicker than Mark II. Mazda, you did well there. You did well. However, 0 to 60 in the good old Mark 1, 8.4 seconds. The Mark II, don't know what Mazda were thinking about, 9.5 seconds. I know which one I'm keeping. But I don't know if those figures are going to be different for this car, because this car is an automatic, and then I'm going to be putting the Mark II manual in. But that's a whole nother video, and I've actually got a video on that, and I'm going to be filming the manual swap on that very soon. It is different. It's not just pop-ups which are different on the car. There's quite other bits. The engine and gearbox look identical, but actually they are different. Some bits are interchangeable, like I'm putting the Mark II on this and blah blah blah. Mark II has a Mark 1 alternator on because they're interchangeable, but I bought the wrong alternator. I should have bought a Mark 1 alternator off a 1.8 engine, but I bought a 1.6 because I didn't know that you had to buy 1.8 to then fit it on a Mark II. But anyway, we got round it. We got round it, guys, because my ECU is knackered in the, I'm pointing that way because my Mark II is over there, so the alternators, no, forget it. Where do I start on the interior? Let me point out, radio doesn't work, so I can't compare speakers. This car has electric windows, it has a proper lock, it has AC, ignore this, lighter ting is there. These buttons are the same. This car has a horn, unlike the Mark II. So these aren't digital clocks. I have bought new clocks for this car. I bought custom Rick and Morty clocks because I'm a massive Rick and Morty fan. I'm like obsessed. I think this is going to be like a Rick and Morty shrine. Don't even get me started on Rick and Morty. But those clocks are out of a Mark II, so I can't just stick those on here. So I'm going to take the clocks apart, what I bought, and then cut out miles and stuff. That is still in kilometers, so I think that's around 95-ish miles, I think. I know the mouldy, some visors are different, door cards are different, they're a lot flatter, I'll show you in a minute. The handles are different, this is all different actually, let me just say. Centre console's all different. There's that. And my Mark II has a little thing for your drinks here. Don't get why it opens that way. I think that's different in my Mark II. But this is what it looks like inside. Carpets are a lot thicker, but I don't know if it's because it's a V special. Let's go outside the car. This kick plate is different. The roof is different. This is a vinyl roof, and under the hardtop of the Mark II is a mohair roof. Where your number plate goes is different because it's a import, so it's an Unos Miata. In Japan they're not actually called Mx5s, and in America they're not actually called Mx5s. They're called Mazda Miata, and I think I might be wrong in saying this, but Japan one's a Mazda, I don't know. I think the Uno is instead of Mx5, I think. So yeah. So this is a square plate because it's come from Japan. It had reflectors here and here, unlike the Mark II, and I've fitted an aftermarket fog so it will pass its MOT, which is happening very soon. These lights are different from the original, but anyway, I'll put a picture up. The original lights are different to the Mark II backlights. I don't know why Mazda have done this, but the aerial is on a different side. Mirrors are different. Door handles are different. Practicality wise, I do prefer the Mark II, but for looks, I prefer the Mark I. This is the door card for the Mark II. As you can see, there's a bit more going on. You have a bit for your arm. That's different. Wind up windows. Not actually seen another Mark II with electric windows. This is what I was meaning about digital clock. That's a little screen for all your issues to pop up on, and mine is currently full, and miles is put here. So as you can see, the centre console is different. We have twisty bits instead of slidey bits. Digital clock. Radio works intermittently. There's some more Rick and Morty stuff because I have a problem. So this car has a hardtop on, and the mohair roof is just folded back there. There's my little Nardi knob to match my Nardi steering wheel. The centre bit opens that way, and that's what I was meaning about your cup holder. Do you remember when everyone was actually obsessed with Tiger King? These are my seats. My uncomfortable seats. I think I prefer the black in here. So sitting in the Mark II actually does feel like a newer car. So I've driven the Mark I, oh my god. And you can actually tell that this is a newer car. It does feel different. My friend Sam actually had a Mark I. He said you can't daily a Mark I, but you can daily a Mark II, which I do understand now, because literally the difference I thought with the cars is it literally had pop-ups. I was so uneducated at the time. So I wish I could start this car for you, but number 1, battery's dead. I think number 2, alternator's seized, and there's something else, but I can't remember. I will be removing the mirror out of the Mark I because that's just hanging now. So I was a little stupid before. This is different. So the buttons which were there on the Mark I are down here. This, if you've not seen my review of this car, that's because, like I said before, the alternator is a Mark I. So it flashes up on the dash that it's got an issue with the battery, but is working. Thing is there, volts. The standard steering wheel on this is absolutely disgusting, and it's massive. It's about the same size as the car. So I bought this steering wheel off Facebook. So the boot space is different in both cars. The Mark I boot is slightly bigger, don't know why, but it just is, and this one's tiny. Here's the back of the car, so see how it says Mazda Mx5. This is what's a Mark I UK spec. There's my fart cannon. Aerial fuel cap. One, you had an optional extra of an LSD, which all V specials should have. Quite a few of them don't work because they need like refurbs and servicing and stuff. I don't know if you can get a factory LSD for the Mark II. I tried doing a burnout in this the other day and it didn't go very well. The wheel kept skipping, my sister said. So it might need a service, it might work, that might just be how it is. So my next video I'm going to film, maybe I'll film it tomorrow after work. I've got work at 5 AM tomorrow. I have a little bit of a lie-in. Or I might film it Saturday. I'm going to be refurbing my hard top. It's not an OEM hard top, I bought it off my friend and it leaks really bad and there's a bodge jobs on it, which I'm going to sort out. Got a couple of cars lined up to film reviews, which my friends have messaged me about. So the next car review video I'm going to film is actually going to be the car I'm buying next. So I'm currently saving up to buy my friend's car. He's going into the Air Force, which I think is so cool. He's wanted to do it for so long and I'm so proud of him. And I'm also going to be filming his daily. So let me know in the comments down below if you like me doing review videos. Because I just find it really interesting when I'm doing research on the cars. Like, I learn more about them.
That's why these bitches on me. I've been coolin' laying low, but I'm not taking the seat. But just know a nigga back in this time I won't leave.
Check out my videos I've already got on the Miata build and get up to speed. Donut Media. Get up to speed with the Miata build. And the next video is going to be my hard top. So like, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys!